Hello, I'm going to show you today how you can use our electric vehicle and heat pump application portal. Now, as an installer, you might have already installed that device, or you are following the apply to connect route, in which case you need to make that application to us. We'll follow these steps and you can be sending off your application in no time. So, first things first, what you need to do is you need to head to the Our Services part of our website. From here, you can click on Existing Electricity Supplies, where you will then look for the inside of your home. Now you have two links here, one for an electric vehicle or one for a heat pump. Now today I'm going to follow the electric vehicle route, however the heat pump route also follows the same process. So without further ado, let's follow the electric vehicle route. Now from here you'll see our landing page where you can get some basic information around the installations of selected electric vehicle charge points. But from here you can also hit the Apply Now button. As an installer, you can visit our portal without the need to sign into any account that you may have with us. However, we would always fully recommend that following the login or sign up button at the top right of the corner of the screen, that you do so, you sign up, and with that, your details would then be automatically remembered just for future use. In this scenario, I've continued as a guest and I have input all my details as below. Now the first thing you must do is make sure you correctly pop in the data capture. Now this is for any security of the data that is being provided to us. Now, on to the next page. It's all about the customer. So we will then input the customer detail as follows. What we ask here is whether or not we, as a company, can contact your customer. This will be if we need to make any site visits to the property, if we need to contact to carry out a load check. Plus, it also just gives us details should there be any works required. If you do not want to do so and you wish for all the details to go through yourselves, then you can just simply hit no here. However, if you are happy and your customer is happy, please put yes as you would in the E&A form and supply their information. As we can see here, I have input all the details here, and I have also found on our address search my area. If the address does not pop up, you can just simply select no and you can manually enter this. But here we've already got that section. So what I will then do is go to the next page. Now what this simply does is just ask you to confirm that the installation address is correct. Now that we have confirmed my details, my customer's details, and the location address, we can now look at the actual electrical installation details. So, as previously advised, this is nothing that you wouldn't already find on your E&A form. So here I'm installing an electric vehicle charge point into a residential house, and see here I'm inputting the customer's MPAN. But I have an error message. This is because, through human error, I made a typo and I've added one extra digit. So I'll remove that digit and suddenly the error message goes. So on this portal, we have some validation methods, and that's just to make sure that what you are putting in is correct in validation terms. So I've got my single phase supply on a whole current metered connection. We then need to look at the maximum demand. Now my maximum demand for this installation address is at 60 amps. However, if I were to have a CT metered supply, then suddenly I need to give this in kVA. But for this installation, we'll go with amps. So I've got my 60 amp maximum demand, and I've also got my premises cutout rating here, and that's 100 amps. Okay, so now we want some photos. So on our portal, we have various sections where you can add any documentation that you think will support the installation of this piece of equipment. So I can add a photo here, and I simply add, and it will upload. Now, if I've got a load limitation in place, which I have, I'm going to select yes, but what's really important here is that I detail what I am limiting that device to. So in this sake, I'm going to limit that to 50 amps. Whilst confirming the earthing arrangements, the loop status, and whether or not I've got any adequacy issues, I will then be able to continue. Now, as this is a connect to notify, I have already installed this, and I did this last week. So, as I'm still within the 28 days, I'm going to select the 12th of December, and then I'm going to continue on from there. Now that we've finished inputting all the data from that site, things including the maximum demand of said property, including the device you're going to be installed, or the loop status, we now need to talk about the device information itself. So, on the form, we previously selected that we're installing an electric vehicle charging point, and therefore the form's going to now require that information. So as we can see, and as per the existing ENA form, we know that we need to provide the manufacturer and the model. We also need to provide the phase of that device, as well as the maximum current, now in this case in amps, because we selected whole current earlier on. What's also important is that we know whether this is an AC device or a DC device being installed. Now, should you be installing DC, as we know by the ENA's rules and regulation, there are a few bits of extra information that we need to provide. The form will automatically prompt you to this, and then you can fill it out as so. So, we need to know, is that model in the register for electric vehicle charge points that are DC? If it is, that's great. We then need to know what that register number is. Now, if it's not, we naturally need to provide a datasheet as well as other power quality documentation for this. Now, if it's available, we select yes, and then we attach it as so. And if no, we simply select no, and that tells us that you haven't got it available. Now, in this scenario, we're going to go back to an AC device. Here is where we need to look at whether or not you have any other existing devices installed onto that supply. Anything that you feel we need to know about. So, if you do, we simply add another device, and we select which technology is already on site. Naturally, we've got your 5 options here, and if you've got something other that you want to input, you can simply select other. Now, if you've got more than one, you can add more, or if you have none, you just simply cross it off, and then we continue on. So, based on the information you've provided, this form here will tell you what the outcome this is going to be. So, we were expecting a connect to notify based on a maximum demand of 60 amps. We knew the supply wasn't looped, and we had no adequacy issues whatsoever. However, if we were to be expecting something different, we could then simply head back to our electrical installation details. We select yes to confirm that navigation, and we can amend anything that we might have input wrong. So, I've seen here that I've put the limiting device slightly too high. So, I pop that in, we select next, we reconfirm everything else, and when we get to the next page, I can now see that we have a load check. So, if I was expecting that load check, that's great, we can continue. Now, if I've got any other supporting documents, we can do so. If I do not, we don't need to, but we always have the option there for you to add and to upload. Now, once done so, I need to make that confirmation. I will add my e-signature, and then we simply hit submit. Then, submitted, we get confirmation, and that will be emailed straight to your inbox. And that's it. That is simply how you use and apply or register your installation with us for an electric vehicle or a heat pump onto an existing connection. Now, what you also might need to do here is have your own copy of your application form. What you've not done is provide us with an ENA form. You've done it electronically, but you might want to still have that copy. So we have a link here, and that will automatically open for you a copy of all of the details that you have input into our system. This is for you to save, add to your records, as well as you can see what has been submitted to us. So, thank you for your time, and if you've got any questions, please follow the details directed to yourselves on our landing page. But in the meantime, we look forward to seeing you, your applications, and most importantly, your notifications. Thank you.